Good evening, and thank you for attending this virtual event, which will hopefully give you a good insight into the sixth form here at Cardinal Hume. A very warm welcome to all of you, to our current Year 11 students, and also any of you that are currently studying at different schools and considering Cardinal Hume as your post-16 choice. You're all very welcome here, and hopefully this evening will give you a good insight. My name's Mr. Robson. I'm the head teacher here. I'm going to speak briefly at the start, and then our deputy head teacher, Mr. Addison, and our director of sixth form, Mrs. West, will also give you further insight. So I hope you find it useful. So why is Cardinal Hume an excellent choice for you in the next steps in your education? Well, you may already be aware that we are graded outstanding. We're an outstanding school with an outstanding sixth form. But in many ways, that's just a word and a badge. So I think it's worth just taking some time considering what that word means, what it is that makes us outstanding here at Cardinal Hume. I think we can summarise it in three key areas: our environment, our staff, and our community. So we'll start with the environment. The sixth form here is housed in its own bespoke block with its own modern classrooms, work areas, dining area and hall. It's been very recently built and the facilities are state of the art. It really is an excellent environment for you to study and learn and meet new people. I also mentioned our outstanding staff. We have absolutely dedicated, excellent members of staff who will give 100% for you. Highly skilled people in terms of your academic progress, but also in terms of your pastoral care, your social and career development. People that will help you on the next steps of your educational journey as you leave sixth form and go on to the things that you want to do next in your lives. And I also mentioned the word community. We have a brilliant group of people here. The community spirit between staff and all pupils is absolutely second to none. It's a place where we have very high standards in terms of how we conduct ourselves, in terms of what we expect in terms of academic progress and effort, but also in terms of the way we look out for one another and care for one another. It's a happy place to learn, and it's a very productive place to be. As you look ahead to September and your choices for the next steps in your education, it's quite natural that you're going to be asking questions about what's best for you as you embark on your A-levels or technical qualifications. You'll be asking questions like, if I go to Cardinal Hume, will I do well? Will I get the provision that will allow me to excel, to fulfill my potential, to do exceptionally well academically? And I think the best thing to say to those questions is have a look at the legacy of excellent results in this school, both at GCSE and vocational in Key Stage 4, and the brilliant A-level and technical results that we achieve in our sixth form. Obviously, we can't give you those results. The results are actually down to you, naturally. But what I would say is, anybody that comes into our sixth form, all students that join us, if they buy into our culture, if they seize the excellent opportunities that are given to them by our brilliant staff, they do exceptionally well. And I don't see why you should be any different. The sixth form here is extremely popular, and the data below speaks for itself. Every year, over 60% of our Year 11 students opt to stay on in sixth form, a remarkably high number. And you can see why they do when you look at the data lower down the slide here. When you look at what brilliant things people manage to do having studied here at Cardinal Hume. 85% into higher education. Absolutely brilliant. Increasingly high numbers to Russell Group universities. They're the top universities in the country, and Oxbridge. And not just those entries into university being successful in the school, but also people going on to really high quality advanced and degree level apprenticeships. So studying at Cardinal Hume, as I said before, affords you the opportunities to do very well in the qualifications that you take. But as you can see, it will prepare you so well for the next steps post 18. The great things achieved by our sixth formers here are very much underpinned by our strong ethos and culture. We have a culture with a very strong sense of community and shared purpose. We're a Catholic school based on Christian values, and these Christian values permeate everything we do in the school, and the way we treat each other, the way we talk to each other, the sense of mutual respect between students and between staff and students, the way we expect everybody to strive for excellence, to search for excellence, and the fact that we regard every single person as a genuinely unique individual with individual talents that are there to be nurtured and developed. We expect each student to fulfill their potential. That doesn't mean every student has to be the best at everything they do. That's impossible. But we strive to make sure that everybody fulfills their own potential. And that comes from having really high expectations. We have unashamedly high expectations, and that's why people do so well here. And while I'm very proud of our very high expectations, our insistence on a strong work ethic, our commitment to students excelling academically, I think it's very important to stress that at Cardinal Hume we're about much more than just preparing students for examinations. We are very much committed to developing the whole person. It's a priority in the school and we take it very, very seriously. We want students to enjoy a whole array of extracurricular activities and things that are going to help them develop their characters so that they pursue their interests, so that they can get involved in a whole range of things that's ultimately going to help prepare them for the wider world. And really what we're trying to do here is give people the opportunities to leave Cardinal Hume as well-rounded adults that go off into their adult lives and ultimately make us proud. And I'm glad to say that every year our students very much do that. So thank you very much for listening. I'm going to hand you over now to Mr. Addison, our Deputy Head Teacher, who'll take you through the next steps of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robson. My name is Mr. Addison, and I'm going to talk briefly about how sixth form study can open up many different pathways in the future, and how our sixth form provision, pastoral, academic, personal and spiritual, is carefully planned to ensure that the journey continues beyond the boundaries of the school. First of all, though, I'm going to say a word about the various steps of the application and induction process. The purpose of induction is to ensure that everyone is able to make a confident, secure start to their advanced vocational or academic work. And this presentation, of course, is an early part of that process. As a result of this presentation, we hope that you will gain a good understanding of the post-16 curriculum and you will start to think about the right choice of courses for you. We want to highlight the range of extracurricular activities, explain some of the help and guidance that is available, and of course start the process of getting to know sixth form staff who are going to play such an important part in your lives for the next 2 years. As you will see from this slide, it is not just a case of turning up in September and hoping for the best. There is a carefully designed program of preparation to ensure everyone gets off to the very best start. As well as information and guidance, students are expected to engage in the program to demonstrate suitable qualities and aptitudes for the courses they have indicated an interest in. So far, and these are the first 2 bullet points in yellow, students have attended an assembly of post-16 choices and completed work in information, advice and guidance sessions on Friday afternoons. After this virtual information event, students will complete an application form. In March and April, an individual interview will follow, at which provisional course choices are made. In May and June, students will be assessed for their final grades and will also participate in sixth form induction, where they will be completing work in subjects they have expressed an interest in as a further step in demonstrating suitability. They will then receive their final results, and the final registration on courses will happen later in the summer on registration day. I mentioned at the start that while academic and vocational study are incredibly rewarding and worthwhile in their own right, we plan very carefully to ensure that the widest range of the most interesting and rewarding careers are open to our students when they leave us. These are just some of the opportunities and routes that our students have explored in past years, and I'll pause for just a moment to allow the incredible variety and opportunity shown here to be absorbed. The important point here is that these careers, occupations and professions will generally require a degree apprenticeship or an advanced apprenticeship, and these in turn will usually require a minimum of 3 level 3 qualifications from sixth form study. When we discuss your course choices with you, we will be able to help you choose combinations which will help you towards your goal. Certain combinations of subjects are particularly useful in helping to progress to degrees, degree apprenticeships and advanced apprenticeships, and we call these pathways. We found these to be excellent combinations to ensure that all students achieve success in study or employment after sixth form. Although, of course, if your interests lie outside one of the pathways, we are happy to discuss that combination of courses as well. I'll now hand over to Mrs. West, Director of Post-16 Education, to take you through the rest of the presentation.
Welcome Year 11 students and parents. At the end of Year 11, you are faced with a big choice, whether or not to seek employment, apply for an apprenticeship, or choose to stay in full-time education. Choosing to make that commitment to stay on into the sixth form is a big step. This means commitment to 2 more years of study at a level that will be harder, more time-consuming, and more academically challenging, not for the faint-hearted. Having realised that you want to work harder, be more independent in your learning, and take more responsibility for your own study, you now have to choose. What type of Level 3 course will suit you best? A-levels, vocational, or a combination of both? Then what subjects you might need to study for the degree, career or apprenticeship you aspire to follow. So this event is designed to help you start to make an informed choice, the right one for you. And that's where the work of the sixth form pastoral team really starts, working with you to make you aware of what we can offer you at the sixth form at Cardinal Hume. Year 11 post-16 option choices are very different to the ones you made at the end of Year 9. You can see from this information supplied by the University Admissions Service, UCAS, that nowadays it is not just A-levels that give you a route into higher education at university. There are also a wealth of vocational BTEC and Cambridge technical courses that will give a student access to a degree course, if that is the goal you are aiming for, or as parents you hope they aspire to. So UCAS are keen to raise the profile of these different qualifications because A-levels and vocational courses in the sixth form have equivalence in the eyes of all progression routes after sixth form. And this is borne out in the UCAS tariff that all universities use to indicate the entry requirements for their different degrees. and they are also used when degree apprenticeship vacancies are advertised. So if you study an A-level subject and achieve an A grade in it, it carries the same UCAS tariff as a distinction grade on a vocational extended certificate course, the equivalent of one A-level. That's 48 points. Similarly, if you choose a vocational diploma course equivalent to 2 A-levels and achieve a merit pass in it, you will also be awarded 48 points. So in terms of progression after sixth form, these courses are regarded as being equal to each other. The trick is picking the right type of course, vocational A-level for you, so that you play to your strengths in terms of how you work best and what assessment methods will help you achieve the best grades for your next step. At Cardinal Hume last year, the students who gained a place at university had the following Level 3 backgrounds. 39% of the year group studied 3 A-levels, while 35% studied a mix of vocational and A-levels. 17% studied all vocational courses. So it proves that students from all of these backgrounds had access to higher education, and importantly, all those who wanted to go to university were successful in being made offers to study for the degree of their choosing. So what do our students study and where? This slide gives you a snapshot of the wide variety of destinations our students had last year, from the UK to the USA, and the wide variety of disciplines they chose to study. It also shows you the type of sixth form courses they studied to be successful in achieving their goal. So if becoming a doctor is your goal, and you already have at least 5 GCSEs at A star or A, including maths, English and science, then you will have to pick 3 specific A-level subjects and achieve 3 A's or the minimum of 2 A's and a B to be able even to apply to universities that offer medicine courses. But if we take a different course, computer science, shown here in blue, you can see that one student did straight A-levels in maths, physics and further maths, achieving 2 A stars and an A. This enabled him to realise his dream of studying computer science at Cambridge University. Another student achieved 2 Bs in maths and business A-levels and a distinction in the vocational extended certificate in IT. This allowed them to study computer science at Northumbria. A third student completed a vocational diploma course in business with a double distinction and a distinction in the extended certificate in IT. This also gave him access to study computer science at Newcastle University. So choosing between A-level and vocational courses in the sixth form is one consideration during this process. The other is picking the right combination of subjects, and this is the task that you are now confronted with. So let's have a look at the different options on offer at Cardinal Hume. These are all the subjects you can take at A-level for the 2 years you will be in the sixth form. There is also an additional AS level course that can be completed in 1 year during Year 12. This is called Core Maths. All of these A-levels are described as linear. This means that the final A-level exam grade is determined by the student revising the whole 2 years of work at the end of Year 13 and being examined on it in the summer. However, we do rigorously examine our students during the course of Year 12 and Year 13 to build up their capacity to learn this quantity of material at a more complex A level. So we and they can check they are on course for A-level success by the end of Year 13 in order to realise their goals. Here you can see there are 9 different vocational courses on offer. Some are equivalent to 1 A-level, achieving an extended certificate qualification in either business, health and social care, ICT, performing arts, science or sport. While business, health and social care and sport can all be studied at diploma level as well. This is equivalent to 2 A-levels. All of these vocational courses have a mix of externally examined and marked units and coursework assessed units that contribute to a student's final grade in that subject. Unlike A-levels though, students can be examined and assessed in January or May-June exam periods of both Year 12 and Year 13, depending upon the subject they study. Therefore, it's not all dependent on final exams at the end of Year 13 as in A-levels. But again, we rigorously examine students on vocational courses during Year 12 and Year 13 to check they are revising adequately and with understanding and are therefore on course for external exam success. In total, a sixth former chooses to study 3 subjects. This at present gives them 12 hours of teaching time, very different to Year 11, but you are expected to spend the rest of your time in directed study, where we direct you to study in the workroom and you choose what you are going to work on at that time. Homework, assess unit evidence, coursework, revision, extended reading, or independent work that you have decided you need to do for a subject. So Level 3 vocational and A-level courses are harder and more challenging. As current sixth formers will testify, it is a significant step up from GCSEs to do these courses. So that is why we and any other post-16 provider will require you to meet certain entry requirements. So all Year 11 students will need to achieve a minimum of 5 GCSEs at grade 4 or above. And if you currently study a vocational subject at school and wish to study it at Level 3, you should achieve a merit in it. And for A-level subjects you want to study, you will need to achieve a minimum of a 6 in that subject. Some A-level and vocational subjects also have a more specific Level 2 requirement to study them, so please consult this slide carefully for these. These requirements are based on knowledge of the content of the course and on close historical scrutiny of GCSE results and success of post-16 students, so we know that they help to ensure success at post-16 level. Once you have made a course choice, we will also check with the departments that they support this, and that you have successfully completed additional assessments and independent tasks during induction days held in the summer. This will give you the confidence that you are suitable for your chosen 3 courses. In addition to the Level 3 pathways described, we also offer a Level 2 pathway for a small selection of Year 11 students. This is called the Technical Employment Diploma in Business Enterprise. So as well as gaining this qualification, students have the opportunity to revisit their Maths and/or English GCSEs and undertake a weekly work placement. Obviously this year the course has been directly affected by COVID restrictions, and so far the students have been unable to undertake a work placement. However, in previous years, this part has been the most successful element of the course, with numerous students gaining employment or apprenticeships as a result of their work placement. This course also has a minimum entry requirement of 5 GCSEs, including English language, at grade 3 or above. These staff make up the team who will be working with you on a day-to-day basis in the sixth form and who will be involved in interviewing you individually about your subject choices for the sixth form. If you do not wish to return to sixth form, then Mr. Stobbs and the Careers Advisor will help you with your next steps to apply for a job, traineeship or apprenticeship. So how will we help you make the right choices for you about the sixth form at your one-to-one interview? Well, you have already started that. You've already completed IAG work to read subject information on the school's website. You will have explored the different subjects on offer after listening to this presentation and had the opportunity to email staff with any questions. Hopefully you'll also have thought about your strengths and what methods of assessment suit you best. And then you can complete an application form to indicate your subject choices by the end of this event. At the interview, we will have that application, and we will also have your current grades that will help us identify your strong subjects. We will be able to check that you are on course to meet entry requirements for the sixth form and specific subjects you are interested in. We will also have advice from departments about your suitability for the courses they offer in the sixth form. This, together with our experience and knowledge as teachers who have worked in post-16 education for numerous years, will help us to actually help you make a very individual choice for you. We will also be able to work backwards from any career or degree goals you have and check you are making good subject choices. In this way, we will support you to make a very unique choice for you, identifying your strengths and your goals so that you can move forward. The sixth form pastoral staff are a knowledgeable team and will always give students their best and impartial advice. We work closely with the students and pride ourselves on keeping up to date with developments in the employment market, apprenticeships and higher education. We are daily in the thick of it, so we hope that Year 11 students will benefit from the advice we can give. Lastly, make sure you have high expectations of yourself. Keep working during lockdown to gain the knowledge you will need for a higher level of study in the sixth form. Achieve the best grades you can at GCSE, as you don't get a second chance. And looking even further ahead, You may have the required grades predicted at level 3 for a degree course, but often universities will still look back at your GCSE results to decide whether or not you should be made an offer for a place on a course. So the GCSE results that you achieve are important for lots of reasons. So aim high this year to give yourself more choice, or the choice you want for your future. Our primary focus in the sixth form is always to help students achieve their highest level of academic success. So we have high expectations of them regarding their work ethic, attitude and personal presentation. All of these are outlined in the Learning Agreement and Uniform Policy that are available to read in the sixth form area of the school's website. These standards enable our sixth form students to be excellent role models to the younger pupils, demonstrating daily high standards of uniform and conduct inside school. But most importantly, it allows them to develop as young adults to have high standards and goals for themselves in life. As a school, we aim to continue the high level of care and support that you have enjoyed and benefited from in years 7 to 11. So in the sixth form, we continue to set you minimum target grades we know you'll be capable of achieving in your chosen subjects. We will also monitor you on a weekly basis to check you are coping with the transition from year 11 into year 12 and then into year 13. And if we identify that you're not, or you have a temporary hiccup along the way, then we'll support you. We'll get you to report to our mentor or your head of year for advice on how to get organised, prioritise work to meet deadlines, how to work effectively during directed study, or plan a programme of revision. And then we'll check that you are implementing this advice and that it's working for you. This means that in the 10-week modular assessments, you'll then get an accurate snapshot of your ability across the 2 years. This will also be reported back to parents through My Child at School and at parents' evenings. In the sixth form, we also recognise the need to enhance you as a person with leadership and extracurricular opportunities that will add quality and depth to your CV or your university application. So here are some of the numerous opportunities that you can get involved in from day 1 in year 12. These are advertised to all students in their weekly bulletin sent via email or Teams, so you can explore the hyperlinked opportunities that interest you as an individual. It really is up to you to get stuck in and take advantage of these, and you will not be alone. It never ceases to surprise me what our students get involved in and how they get inspired, have amazing experiences with universities or employers, and really start to shape their own destiny. And just in case you are wondering if this has all been affected by the current situation, well, the simple answer is no. We might have had to rethink how we do it, but essentially all of this has continued to happen during lockdown. And we currently have 108 Year 13 students who have applied to university, and 30 who are also doubling up and keeping an eye on the advanced and degree apprenticeship vacancies that are starting to come through to see if they could earn and be financially supported through the degree of their choice. So now that you have an understanding of the different types of course and subjects on offer in the sixth form, you can now follow the links to explore the subjects you are interested in studying and find out about the course structure, careers that the course is useful for, and comments from the students who are currently studying that course. This is always a useful insight. Then we need you to complete the post-16 choice sixth form application using the forms links provided. Once we have this, we will then be equipped for your one-to-one interview. We hope this presentation has been useful and will help you make an informed choice. Thank you for watching.